So we're given two functions here. We're asked to select the statement that describes the graph of s of x as it relates to f of x. And if we look at the answers here, they're talking about translation. So that has to do with moving the graph. And so one of them says the graph is moved up 4 units. One of them says the graph is moved down. And then we have the left and the right. So first thing you should notice is these equations are in slope-intercept form. So let's review that real quick. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope. So this m value gives us the slope of the line, and the b gives us the y-intercept. So let's look at our two equations. So I have f of x equals 2x. And so the coefficient of x is the slope, and then b is the y-intercept. There is no b here, so the y-intercept is going to be 0. So this one has a slope of 2 and it has a y-intercept of 0. So it crosses the y-axis at 0. Now the other one, so our s of x is 2x minus 4. And so it has a slope of 2. So they have equal slopes, and this one has a y-intercept of negative 4. So one thing we know about equal slopes is that those lines will be parallel. So the graphs of these two lines, it's a positive slope, so it's going to be increasing like this. And they're parallel, so they're going to look something like this. All right. Now, one of them crosses the y-axis at 0, has a y-intercept of 0, and the other one crosses the y-axis at negative 4. So you could just simply think about, if you wanted, I can make a little grid line here. And so this is my y-axis, and so this one has a y-intercept of 0, and this one would have a y-intercept of negative 4. So I'm just kind of crudely trying to draw something here that maybe will help you visualize what's going on. And so if you look at those, you might be able to figure out that they're the same line, but one has just been dropped down or translated down 4 units. And so from that, you could come up with the answer B. The translation is down 4 units. Now, I will point out one other thing. If this isn't something you think you could easily come up with, you could also, on your scrap paper, you could create a little graph, and it doesn't have to be a perfect graph like mine. You could just sketch something simple and graph these two lines on a graph instead of just on this one line that I did here. So the one f of x has a y-intercept of 0, so you'd put a dot at 0. And then the slope is 2, and remember that's rise over run, so you would go up 2 and over 1, and then you would connect those lines, and I'll try my best to draw a straight line. That's not great, but not the worst I've ever done. And so that's f of x. And then s of x has a y-intercept of negative 4, so it goes through the y-axis at negative 4 here. And it has the same slope, so it's rise 2, run 1. And so, again, if I draw my imperfectly perfect straight line, that's not terrible. You get the same idea, but maybe it'd be easier for you to use a graph. So that's why I'm saying, you can make a little sketch and draw a little graph, and hopefully that'll help you to figure it out. But the answer is that s of x is translated 4 units down. And again, the one in red is the s of x. So hopefully that helped you out. Keep up the hard work, and you will master the math.